First, live, local. This is Fox 12 Now.
Hello, everyone. I'm Greg Nibbler. This is Fox 12 Now. As always, thanks for joining us. We start live streaming here every weekday starting at 1 p.m. Pacific and then throughout the afternoon with different segments talking about all kinds of things, whether it's breaking news, maybe it's weather, maybe it's sports. It could be anything that's really going on. And that's kind of the beauty of this, is that we get to have some longer form conversations about different things. And this, right now, is a conversation about PitchBlack, an organization that actually is for entrepreneurs, for business owners, and what they do is actually compete against each other in almost a Shark Tank style competition that's coming up on February 7th. We're going to discuss all of that right now, and I just want to make a note there for my guest. I didn't unmute myself, so it is okay that you couldn't hear me as we started off that. You know what? I'm pressing buttons here, and that was totally my fault.
It's Wednesday, man. It's Wednesday.
Exactly. Well, I was talking you up pretty well there. So
I appreciate it.
So, well, I guess first off, Steven, thanks very much for joining us here today.
Yeah, thank you for the opportunity. Yeah, no, I appreciate it.
I saw, I found out about this organization and what you created here. I just thought it was so fascinating and interesting, just bringing together so many different communities. And I think, just for everybody out there to start off, can you tell us about PitchBlack and, what it is that made you want to form this in the first place?
Yeah, PitchBlack is an event that we started back in 2015, and it was really out of the realization of some new information that came from the Census Bureau that Oregon was home to more than 3,000 Black businesses, which was a shock to me. Longtime banker, worked in access to capital, all my career here in Oregon. And so I thought, what can I do to shine a light and help other folks change perspective on what they think of when they think about Black businesses here in Oregon?
Yeah, I mean, that's a huge number of businesses right there. And yeah, getting the word out and getting to hear about that. So you started this competition this, PitchBlack. I don't know if you want to call it a competition necessarily, but can you tell us, just how it works? How does this, you launched that first one. How did that work out?
Yeah. So it's really a mashup of what you'd find with Shark Tank, but also America's Funniest Videos. So with Shark Tank, you got people pitching their ideas to generally some stuffy investors. But with America's Funniest Home Videos, it's the audience that picks the winner. And so that's what we do with PitchBlack. So we have 10 amazing founders that are going to go hit the stage, talk about what they're doing over 5 minutes. They're going to take a couple questions from the audience. And then when the event's all done, the audience is going to go and select who our winners are and who leaves with the cash.
Wow. So that's just an interesting format and really brings together a lot of people. I mean, that's some stake for the audience too. I mean, that's a little bit of pressure on them.
It is. It's been amazing. This will be our 8th event here in Portland, our 13th event throughout the country. Here in Portland, we've had over 70 people hit the stage in the last 8 years, and they've raised over $55 million for their businesses. They make drones, they make hair supply products, you name it, they do it.
I love it. That's a wide variety of different products too, and founders, entrepreneurs, business people coming up with different ideas and products, and that's got to be part of the really interesting aspect of it as well, is seeing what it is that people come up with. There's so much creativity out there. What are some of the highlights for you personally that you've seen over these 8 years?
I think for me, some of the highlights are just the people and their stories. The gentleman that won our first event, Tyrone Poole, he was homeless when I first met him. And he started his first business out of a homeless shelter where he was helping people get access to housing and find jobs. And then, spring forward, we had a chemist that won 2 years before out in Beaverton, who's literally making her own makeup company along the way. We've got people that make coffee, make clothing, all sorts of different things. And so it's really the stories and the passion that people bring to the table. And then to come to find out, there's people in their backyard that are cheering them on to go and take the next steps that they need to do.
That's incredible. I mean, how does it feel for you after 8 years of doing this, being able to help bring those stories and these different businesses to the forefront, get them some of the attention and even the funding that they need?
It's been a ton of fun. We've given out over $500,000 over the years. And to be honest with you, I thought it was going to be a once or twice thing. I'd never imagined, more than a dozen later, still doing the event. But every year is new people and new partners. The first year, we were lucky to give away $800 to the winners that day. This year, we'll get over $100,000 into the hands of Black businesses around the state.
That's amazing. Talking about that and the expansion, starting any kind of an organization, especially an event-based one, that's difficult to keep going for that many years. Yet you've somehow, as you mentioned, keep growing and finding new partners and bringing more people to light, and you've expanded to beyond Portland, because you mentioned there's some other cities, some other places where this takes place.
Yeah. Yeah, I think part of that is one, people all over the country want to be able to support the founders in their backyard. And I made an assumption that, PitchBlack would be something that would generally work in the unique place of Portland. But come to find out, cities all over the country have been interested in what we did. And so that was definitely, we saw that this year when we did application period, and we got over 200 applications. Most of those applications came from places outside of Oregon, Connecticut, Texas, Massachusetts, all sorts of places. And so there's a huge opportunity for us to continue to shine a light on the amazing things that Black founders are doing everywhere, but especially here in our backyard.
What do you think is the most important thing for people to know about PitchBlack, and then I guess about the Black business community in general in Oregon and the Northwest?
The first thing is change your perspective from there not being many to, according to the Census Bureau, Oregon's home to more than 6,000 Black businesses, and they're all over the state. They're in places like Dufur and Salem and, Redmond, but also right here in Northeast Portland where I live. And so, once you can go and meet some of the folks and hear about what they're doing, it's an easy thing to go and find a way to support them and write a little bit of, make your next food stop or your next restaurant spot to be one of these amazing places.
When you're having the competition and getting to hear from so many different people, and you mentioned the stories being the most important part, is there any common theme of I guess a general challenge that these founders and entrepreneurs face that's common across the board?
Yeah, I think it's common with all founders, regardless of race or location. It's just the inability to start, right? Everyone's thinking about fixing to getting ready to do something, but never quite doing it. And so, if you can go and put your flag out there of what you're going to make or the recipe you're gonna do, that puts you ahead of a lot of other people. And so, to be able to do that and all of the angst that goes along with it, and have some people in your own city cheer you along while you're doing it, I think it just really helps people go and take the next steps needed to grow their business.
I mean, angst is definitely got to be part of it. I mean, angst and just, maybe lack of knowledge. Maybe this one thing, but have no idea how to take that to another level. Financial worries. There's a lot that goes into that. It's a really brave thing to do.
There is. I also think it's a really satisfying thing. I think to go and take something that you come up with at your kitchen room table and have complete strangers give you their hard-earned money for it. There's few things that are more satisfying than that. And I often say that, part of being a founder means you're smart enough to know something's a good idea, but dumb enough not to say no.
That's a good assessment. So talking about the competition, the event coming up, it's February 7th, and it's going to be taking place here in Beaverton. Can you tell people about the event again, and just what they can expect when they go there?
Yeah, so this will be our second year in a row at the Research Center for Performing Arts. Really excited. It's a beautiful, beautiful space out in Beaverton, like you mentioned. More than 550 seats. We're going to have 10 amazing folks come onto the stage. And then we're getting the opportunity this year, because of the venue, we're going to highlight 9 other amazing businesses that are going to be tabling in the lobby that people will be able to meet and talk to and buy some products from before they go in for the main event. And then the event goes like clockwork, 5 minutes pitch, and then people take time to give 2 questions to the person that pitched, and then we go on until the end, and then at the end, the audience chooses the winners, and then we'll crown a winner. But everyone that participates will be leaving with some money along the way. So, really great to have some sponsors that are helping us lift up the event and be able to have an even bigger impact each year.
Well, congratulations, on the event itself and just all the work that you put in to make this. And best of luck with this upcoming event for anybody who wants to go there and check it out too, and just all the hard work that you put into this. And Stephen, I want to thank you for having some time to talk to me as well.
Yeah, no, I appreciate you taking the time. For folks that want to find out more information about the event and the work that we do, check out www.pitchblackpdx.com. We're also builtoregon.com for more information about the commitment we have to supporting Black businesses around the state.
Perfect. Stephen, thank you very much for joining us today. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Greg. Enjoy. Have a good day, man.
Yeah, you too. And for everybody watching, thanks for joining us. Again, this is Fox 12 Now. You can check out all of our segments on YouTube, on Facebook, on our apps, and our website. Lots of things that we get to cover. So really fascinating, though, having this conversation with Stephen, finding out about PitchBlack and everything that they're doing. So thank you to everybody for joining. We'll sign off for right now. We'll be back if there's any breaking news. I'm Greg Nibbler. This is Fox 12 Now.